Guys, welcome to The Pulse. And this is a special online exclusive edition. And as we've discussed before, one of the great things about having this studio and having The Pulse is that when people are available, they want to talk, they're interesting, they have a good story, we just say, let's do it. And that's what happened today. We powered up the studio so we could spend some time with Matt Riddle. Now, you may just know him as Riddle, one half of the WWE Raw Tag Team Champions, RK Bro, along with Randy Orton. He's a professional wrestler, but he was also a professional fighter in the UFC. He had some time as he was getting ready for the WWE in Trenton on May 7th, and he spent some time with us. It was fun, it was entertaining, it was a behind-the-scenes look, and we wanted to share it with you. RK Bro, how are you, sir?
Bro, I'm great. How are you? Are you enjoying your day?
I'm enjoying my day so far, man. You're doing well, traveling around, doing things, living that champion life.
Dude, living that champion life. I just got back from Paris. I was in Germany, France, England, just traveling the globe. Made it back to North Carolina to hit the bloodline with some RKO. So, just being a bro, doing bro things, man. Living the dream.
You guys, are you having, I know that, the champions and all the different things, but I also know that you fought in the UFC before. Is this more fun? I'm guessing, nobody's trying to break your arm, although it happens.
Yeah, for me, this is a lot more fun. But the reason it's more fun for me is because unlike fighting, I can only fight 3, maybe 4 times a year. With pro wrestling, I get to wrestle multiple times a week, every week, and I get to be in front of crowds all the time. So for me, that's a huge level of excitement, and it makes my training easier. And then the other one is I don't cut weight anymore. I get to be as big and heavy and as strong as possible with pro wrestling. With MMA, just had to cut a lot of weight, and it was a little rough on the body fighting 170 pounds, being 6'2" and walking around at like 210. So I'm very happy with the professional wrestling and working for WWE.
What's it like and people get upset when they say this, but I guess you would understand. What's it like for a real fighter to be doing this? Because obviously WWE is really physical. And you sit there and watch everything you guys are doing, but you come from actual mixed martial arts background.
Yeah, for me, I'll say this. The one advantage I have in that ring that most of the people I work with don't is I know I can handle myself in any situation. I'm not scared. I'm not timid. And it gives you that extra boost of confidence when you know you can handle yourself in a situation if it ever came to be a fan hopping the guardrail or be it one of your co-workers trying to take liberties with you. So yeah, being a real fighter from the UFC and now wrestling for WWE, there's some perks, there's some advantages, but at the end of the day, I try to keep it as professional as possible because I work with these people and I want to have long lasting relationships with everybody I'm working with.
You brought it up, so I'm going to touch on it. It has been publicized that there have been some times where you have butted heads with some of the folks in the WWE. How's that happen? And it can get serious sometimes.
It can get serious. I come from the world of MMA, so I kind of talk a lot of trash, and I kind of, I do what I do, and we settle in a cage. Here at WWE, it's a little different, but that's why I'm glad I'm with Randy. I feel like since I've been with Randy, I haven't been ruffling too many feathers. I still talk my trash. I do what I do, but I think there's a time and a place and a right time and a right place to do things. And I think my problem in the past is I just talk a lot of trash. I know what I want. I know what I'm going to get eventually because I'm working towards that. But it's, sometimes you should just let your work do the talking instead of calling it out. Because some people get, like we've talked, they get upset, they get offended, and that is not my intention. I'm just here to have fun and win championships.
But it is what it is. Like if it happens, you're prepared to handle it.
It is what it is. I'm legit, and everybody knows it, and people.
It's interesting you mentioned Randy Orton, RK Bro, and you guys as champions. And doing some of the research, he actually gave you a lot of credit for kind of reinvigorating his career. He's been on top for 20 plus years. How's that feel that you kind of come in there getting some people who have some criticism, and this guy, who in a lot of ways is a legend, is like, no, come on, let's go do this. Let's go win championships.
I would explain it like this. The first time Randy met me, he didn't like me, hated me, and didn't want to see me much, And it's not that I did anything. It's just my persona and how I walk around and how I talk. And some people, I drive them crazy. I know I do. But I'll tell you this, if you get to know me, and especially if you get to work with me, I assure you, anybody that's ever done either is a huge fan of mine, and they enjoy their time with me. And I think Randy was just, me and Randy, we got to work not, almost a year ago. It's like a 1 year anniversary of RK Bro. And yeah, we were destined to be together. Once we rolled and we wrestled and we felt each other and we moved and we talked and we started picking each other's brains, RK Bro was destiny, dude.
So this is real. You guys really do click, and that makes for a good team.
We really do click. We get it. If anything, we make each other better by supporting each other and giving each other, motivation. I wouldn't say speeches, but sometimes you got to hear like, dude, you got this. Like, you're Randy Orton. You got this. You're Riddle. You've been killing it since you got here. Sometimes you need that little boost of confidence. And when you got Randy telling you or your best friend Riddle telling you, it makes the world of a difference, and we're there for each other always.
How's it different? You fought in front of crowds in the UFC. You did the Ultimate Fighter. So people know you, and you've been in front of large crowds. How's it different, UFC fighting versus? WWE fans are nuts.
Yeah, the UFC fans are very nuts. I compare the two fans differently, though. I would say UFC fans are like fans that would go to the Coliseum back in the day, would like want to watch lions fight people and just watch that mayhem. That's the UFC fans. And then you also got people that like going and seeing Shakespeare, which is still a show. You hear this story, people die, there's tragedies, but it's a story. You get to enjoy it. People aren't actually being maimed, So that's how I separate the two. But the fans with either are amazing. They're awesome. And I think for me, the big difference between MMA and professional wrestling when it comes to the fans, but especially when we work, is MMA I'm fighting, and that's all I'm doing. But professional wrestling, I'm entertaining. I'm also fighting, but I'm trying to make it the most exciting fight possible. And I try to bring in sweet moves or just energy or heart, just like you've seen from a movie or anything else. I just try to make people feel all those emotions that they've always wanted to feel when they're in these certain situations.
This feels like this is you. A lot of people who come to WWE, I guess you have to find your thing. You have to find who you are. But this, I guess, obviously I don't know you, but this sounds like this was who you were when you came to the WWE.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I'm not really good at acting, so I figured I'd just be myself. And I've noticed even when you watch good actors or like funny actors, they say Will Ferrell. Will Ferrell has been in a bunch of movies in a bunch of different roles, but Will Ferrell plays Will Ferrell in all these movies, So I feel like I can play a variety of characters, good guy, bad guy, what have you, but I'm always Riddle. I'm always going to be this at my core, even if I elevate certain aspects of my character.
So you're already tag team champions. You and RK Bro already got that. You talk about kind of pursuing your goals, and I keep comparing it to UFC and WWE. But is it still that big a deal to you when you actually win the championship in WWE?
For me, yes, and one of the main reasons is because I know what goes into it. It's almost easier to win a championship in mixed martial arts because if you're just the best, you win. Well, or WWE, you could be the best. You could be this. You could be that. It could be it doesn't matter. It might not be your time, So, wrestling, I've done both. To make it to the top level of wrestling is way harder than to make it at the top level of martial arts. And not because MMA is not as tough. It's extremely tough and grueling and extremely difficult. But with pro wrestling, there's almost like a luck factor and a couple other things. The same thing with the UFC, like Conor McGregor doing his thing and etc. He's just on a roll, and it's just right place, right time. But I feel like with pro wrestling, it's really right place, right time.
So you guys are you're traveling all over the place. Saturday is Trenton.
Yes, sir.
All right. So what's coming up Saturday?
Saturday, I believe we got a sweet combined event super show, and you're gonna see the best of the best, the superstars from Raw and SmackDown. We're gonna bring down the house, and we're just getting warmed up. It's the day after SmackDown, but it's also the day before WWE WrestleMania Backlash, and I think we're gonna set the tone for the next night that Saturday, bro. I can't wait. I'm juicy. I'm excited.
All right, what can we expect for you? A couple more, and I'll let you go. I know you guys have a tough travel schedule. Already tag team champions, fought in the UFC. What's the goal? You're trying to be singles champion, or are you going to roll this with RK Bro for a while?
Well, right now, I'm not gonna, stop something that's working. RK Bro is killing it. So I feel like right now that's the goal, that's the journey. How far can we push this team? What can we do? Can we become a legendary team? Can we be a team that's in the Hall of Fame? Because that would be sick. So right now that's the goal. But eventually down the road, I know Randy's probably not gonna be around as long as I am. He's already put in 20 years, and eventually I'm gonna have to move on. And I think by then, sooner or later, I'll probably be tasting some world championship gold. You know what I'm saying, bro?
Two more, and I'll let you go. Does this surprise you at all how over the top passionate everybody is? Like, I'd imagine you can't walk down the street now, and that was a little different with UFC.
Yeah, I mean, I get around. I don't get recognized everywhere, but I definitely get looks, and I definitely get recognized. But yeah, in the UFC, I try to explain this to the UFC, like people are like, "Oh, you're famous." I'm like, "Well, I'm not famous. I'm famous like if we go to an MMA fight,
Right.
everybody will know who because they all watch UFC. So, and then pro wrestling's a little bit different because not only are we professional wrestling and we do that, but we also do a lot of entertainment. We do movies, we do TV shows, we do appearances. So with that, you kind of gain more fame by default, and I'm on TV every week.
Yeah.
Not bad. Not
So,
bad.
so Vince McMahon greater than Dana White.
Vince McMahon is much greater than Dana White. He pays his athletes better than Dana White. He does everything better than Dana White. He grows hair better than Dana White. He does everything. Guy.
One last thing, and I will let you go. Tell us something that people who watch wouldn't know. Like, tell us something about the behind the scenes, something maybe even you discovered when you went from wanting to be in the WWE to being in it.
This place is more real than you think.
Okay. I don't
That's
know.
what
I don't know if we can leave it there. What does that mean?
Oh, it's anything. Anything. People ask me what's happening tonight or the next day. I don't know. I have no idea. I usually don't know anything most of the time. But everybody thinks it's like a pre-planned thing and this, that, and the other thing. And half the time, I have no idea, bro. I just go out there and wing it.
I'll take it. I appreciate it.
Way more real than people think. It's insane. I love it. It's like I said, I get to like fight like 4 times a week every week. It's great.
Yeah, you gotta be a special kind of person to do this, man. And you did UFC and WWE, so we love it. We appreciate you, but you're a special kind of unique to
Uh,
have done both.
that's what all my teachers said.
Thank you so much for the time. We'll get you in here next time you're in Philly. Good luck on Saturday in Trenton. We will all be watching, and continued success.
Hey, thanks, bro. Thanks for having me, and I'll see you next time, dude.